One of the most frequently asked questions asked of a legal professional is how they determine the fees they charge. Some people considering hiring an attorney are hesitant to do so for fear of costs. Oftentimes they're reluctant to ask because they think discussion of fees is not the thing to do. Both of these concerns will be addressed in this video. The Iowa State Bar Association has created this video to provide information about legal fees and how they work. It is not an attempt to provide legal advice, and in fact, the Iowa State Bar Association would encourage you to consult with your attorney regarding your questions about legal fees. Those who hesitate about discussing fees with a lawyer should by all means raise the question. Not only is it completely proper, but the lawyer will appreciate the question. Furthermore, such discussion will eliminate misunderstanding later on. There are several factors in determining fees. Lawyers today do not simply bill without specifying in some detail the charge for separate items. It is true, nonetheless, that a per-hour charge for services is computed on the basis of a variety of factors. Different lawyers may value their time at different rates because of the differences in their experience, specialized knowledge, and skill. This difference does not mean there is no degree of uniformity. Most lawyers know what other members of their profession with similar ability and experience charge and endeavor to keep their fees in line. Lawyers know it is important that the client be satisfied. Good law school training combined with later legal experience constitutes a lawyer's legal education. To be qualified to find, interpret, and apply rules to a problem requires a high school diploma, a college degree, a law degree, and a qualifying license from the Iowa Supreme Court. This educational process requires many years to complete. The education continues as a daily matter. The lawyer must keep up with the changes and modifications created by the legislative bodies and the courts. Seminars, institutes, and continuing legal education are required for a lawyer's license to remain current. An experienced lawyer may be better trained to handle your problem. If the lawyer is well known as an able lawyer of proven ability in one field of the law, his or her charges may be more than those of someone not so established. The situation is similar to that in the field of medicine. A doctor experienced in an area charges more for work in that area than one who has not the benefit of such experience. No lawyer can guarantee results in a contested matter. Nevertheless, in cases they agree to take, the lawyer will give their best effort. Whether they are successful or not, they expect a reasonable fee for their work. In some instances, a lawyer may take a case on a contingent fee. This arrangement is where the lawyer takes a percentage of the recovery or settlement, which the percentage is agreed upon before the work begins. This arrangement allows many people without sufficient funds to pay a lawyer outright to obtain legal services. This arrangement is most commonly used in the prosecution of personal injury claims and the collections of debts. This is a matter of agreement in each case between the lawyer and the prospective client. Legal education is very expensive and usually requires 7 full years of study and training after high school. Lawyers have large investments in their books and offices. Legal secretaries and other office help are highly paid. Frequently, as much as 35% to 50% of a fee is used to defray office and other business expenses. Oftentimes, an exact charge cannot be set in advance. In some matters, a lawyer cannot tell you exactly what the charge will be, but will nearly always be able to explain and provide an estimate of the cost. Clients should not hesitate to discuss potential costs. time for payment of legal fees depends on the type of legal service required. In some cases, the lawyer may require a retainer in advance before undertaking the work and will explain the reasons. A retainer is simply prepayment on anticipated fees. In other situations, the fee is due when the work is completed. If you are not sure you will be able to pay promptly, talk it over with the lawyer and agree upon a payment plan. You may be familiar with the saying, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure." If a person attempts their own will and does it incorrectly, spouse and children or their heirs may spend thousands of dollars trying to correct what could have been prepared properly by a lawyer for a small fraction of that sum. If one buys a printed form lease or form contract for 10 cents and litigation develops because that form was not prepared exactly for the situation, the cost of settling or litigating a dispute that may well arise later can be extremely high. A person would not attempt to remove their own appendix. They would see a doctor. Every lawyer is familiar with a situation where someone has tried to do his own legal work. When that person finally brings it to a lawyer, the damage may be serious. The cost of straightening out the situation may be many times higher than the charge the lawyer would have asked for the work in the first place. People are sometimes tempted to forego the advice of a lawyer in drawing a will or in handling a real estate transaction, but in either case the harm may be difficult or impossible to fix. The following are some specific examples of fees and how they are paid in a legal matter. Accidents causing injury. In accidents, lawyers who represent the injured person usually agree to what is called a contingent fee. These fees are not set by the court except in special cases and should therefore always be discussed and agreed upon between the client and the lawyer in advance. Administering your estate. Upon your death, it may be necessary to have your estate administered. If your assets include real estate or certain types of personal property, your lawyer can advise you whether your estate requires administration or is exempt. The district court in which your estate is administered will determine a reasonable fee for the service performed by your lawyer in accordance with the provisions in the Code of Iowa providing for compensation of fiduciaries and attorneys. Accidents on the job. Persons injured while working are almost always covered by workers' compensation insurance. If it becomes necessary to retain a lawyer to have the matter adjusted or settled by the Iowa Industrial Commission, the Deputy Commissioner can set the fee to be paid the injured person's lawyer by the insurer. Dissolution of marriage. Lawyers and their clients may agree upon any fee arrangement. However, many spouses who sue for a dissolution have no money to pay their lawyer. In such cases, the other spouse may be required to pay the filing spouse's attorney. The judge will determine the amount to be paid and perhaps order it paid in specified installments. Where the parties have a high earning capacity or where there is a significant amount of property involved, or if for any reason it appears that an unusual amount of legal work, time, or responsibility is involved, higher fees may be awarded. If you are unsure how to select an attorney for your case, the Iowa State Bar Association offers a referral service called Find a Lawyer. The Find a Lawyer service is a directory provided by the Iowa State Bar Association to assist its members and the public in locating an attorney. All lawyers listed are members of the Iowa State Bar Association. An Iowa lawyer is a professional person licensed by the Supreme Court of Iowa to deal with members of the public in regard to legal matters. The profession is an integral part of the administration of law in our country. The purpose of a lawyer is to render legal advice for a fee commensurate with the time and skill required and the result obtained. The client should be informed in advance regarding the fee. As was pointed out at the start of this presentation, if you have any questions about legal fees and charges, the Iowa State Bar Association would encourage you to consult with your attorney. If you are uncertain of your legal rights regarding your legal matter, a lawyer can help you assess your case. We hope this video has provided you with some helpful tips that should help put you at ease regarding your legal issues. Thank you.